When it comes to speeding up how you work in Adobe Premiere, the two tools that I like to use are the Elgato Stream Deck and Excalibur, and together these two are a pretty fantastic pair. And I want to show you the 3 ways that I use these to speed up my Adobe Premiere workflow. So the first way that I use these tools is for organizing and importing my footage into Adobe Premiere. Once everything is in, you can see these bins are starting to fill up, and let's say I want to adjust my frame rate. So I have a little button here, 60 to 24. That takes all this 60 frames footage and interprets it down to 59.97 if that's something that I want to do. The other thing is that for a lot of my interviews, I shoot them, we go in here, I shoot them with dual audio channels. And so what I will want to do is use my dual mono preset, which changes it to 2 mono tracks of audio. So when I drag this shot in, we've got 2 mono tracks instead of 1 stereo track of audio. So I can have my main track and my backup track separated out already. The other thing that I really like to do is make use of my fun label colors board here. So I can, either in the timeline or in the bins, change colors, organize all my footage that way. The second thing that I like to use that Excalibur specifically really makes awesome is managing sequences. I like to, if you've seen my other videos, you see that I like to keep a lot of sequences. I like to version sequences. And Excalibur actually gives me this cool little function where it will allow me to duplicate and version a sequence and then archive that sequence automatically and then open up the new one in the timeline. So you saw that happen pretty quickly. We'll do it again. There's my increment. And now we're up to, so we went from 75 to 76 to 77. You could do this with a V1, V2, V3, whatever, so on and so forth, and then it automatically archives them so you can save previous versions. If you don't want to do that whole archiving thing, but you need to create one, I also have a duplicate sequence button set up there. Another helpful way that Excalibur helps you manage sequences is using the nest button. So doing an Excalibur nest has nested my sequence here, but what it's also done is it's created nested clips. It gives me a unique number, so I know what sequence that nest was created in, and since it's already created a nested clips bin for me, that is going to just make my life easier down the road by having everything organized already. Finally, what I really like about this combination is that Excalibur, since it accesses the Premiere API, it makes it super easy to apply different effects just with one press of a button. For example, one press of a button and I can apply warp stabilizer to this clip. I can also hit another button and one press of a button and I can apply track level effects for audio, which is really helpful since I almost always add noise removal, I always add compression and a voice leveler effect. So those I can just add to the audio track mixer with just one click of a button. This also works really well for applying lumetri presets, which I have a basic contrast saturation for C-Log that I can apply with just one click of a button. So I don't have to go in and search in the effects bin and do all those kind of things. Excalibur also allows you with just a trigger to search for effects. Like if I wanted to search for, I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to emboss their video like that? Amazing, really easy. It just smooths out the workflow for applying effects. And finally, a little bonus for how the Stream Deck can also play well with other applications, that kind of thing. I just have a bunch of different triggers for, oh, I can open my VFX folder. I can open my sound effects folder. I can go over here and reveal the clip in Finder. All of these things just triggered right from here. So I'm able to treat this little Stream Deck window as my control pad. Still working on it, still improving, but there you go. That is the basics of using Excalibur with the Stream Deck. I'm looking forward to Excalibur supporting the Stream Deck natively, but even as it is right now, it's working pretty well and it's helping to improve my Premiere work. So there you go, that's a basic introduction to these two tools, which you can use to save time in Adobe Premiere and get back to editing faster.
All right, Drew, do your magic.